right, guys, welcome back to the Mars TV Dota Elite Invitational. We are here in the playoffs. It is Team DK versus Newbee Gaming. Thank you so much for joining us here on Beyond the Summit. My name is Mott. With me today is Fogged. How you doing, man?
I'm doing just fine. How's everything going with you?
It's going well, man. Can't complain. Just got up. We've got a lot of action, a lot of Dota to happen today, obviously, and a great best-of-3 series to start things off here, man. I mean, these are two really solid teams that I'm excited to see. I mean, you got the Dota Kings, obviously, and Newbee. You got Zhao 8. That guy's a man. That guy's a legend.
All the teams, I mean, overall, all the players on the side of Newbee are just great players. I mean, Hao has shown how incredible he can be on some carries that we've seen fall off a bit, like Gyrocopter and everything, and the anti-mage a bit has fallen off, but overall, I mean, I'm just really excited to watch this game because DK looked a little bit sloppy yesterday.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to be giving them this series 2-1.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't know. It can go either way for me. I told you beforehand, I was like, I think a Newbee, and I'll say Newbee 2-1. Okay. That's my prediction, but well, we'll see how it goes. We are going to jump into the draft, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go. The Enchantress and Nature's Prophet already picked up for DK. Mirana for Newbee. Good stuff so far. We've seen DK do a lot of Tiny recently. Mushi's been playing that like crazy. I'm not sure if they're going to go for it again. They pick up two decent heroes, though, especially for pushing. If you get that Enchantress out early, you can go for roaming ganks. You can get the Nature's Prophet out as well. Should be pretty good, and then the Mirana on the other side for Newbee.
Yep. I mean, bans, as always, basically the same thing. Doom is probably the only one that we haven't seen always banned down in the first two, but not too much of a shocker to come out there as well. And yeah, Furan Enchantress. Furan's been getting a lot of love in this tournament from a majority of these teams, so not too much of a shocker there for them to pick it up. Mirana as well. The one that's a little bit different is Enchantress, but I know Lanham loves that hero, and overall he's able to put a massive impact on the map early on in the game and just have it work out perfectly.
You think they're going to go for some early pressure on towers with the Enchantress and Nature's Prophet? I'd imagine maybe even some early ganks potentially as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Treant Protector coming out as well, a hero that we've seen so very often in the past couple of weeks. So very strong, very good against those pushes that we're talking about. You've got Living Armor, Leech Seed for level 1 ganks as well. I thought maybe they go for a Shadow Demon to try to go for like a Disruption kind of arrow combo, but it seems like teams don't really value that as highly as they value a Treant Protector.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just depends on the playstyle, how you want to do it with that, and as well as the fact that you know, the tree armor is really good versus early on aggression if the pushes don't go entirely in DK's favor. If Newbee's able to keep the pressure off for the most part, they're able to heal those towers up with the living armor.
Right. Let's see how it goes for them. A couple more bans coming out. So Team DK and Newbee, I'm not sure if they faced off already in the group stages for the Mars TV Dota Invitational. There was a lot of casting happening last night, so wasn't able to cast as much as I would like for this tournament, but Team DK and Newbee, probably the two, I think, Chinese favorites besides Vici Gaming. Invictus Gaming have looked a little bit iffy, and I'm not sure. I don't think they made it to the playoffs, actually. There was a tiebreak at the end, so it's a bit interesting. I think right now I'd have to say that Newbee's probably the strongest team, followed closely by DK and VG. They're kind of interchangeable, I feel like, depending on who you watch and who you like. So
it all depends on the day, really. Like,
yeah.
I mean, DK yesterday, like I said, they were a bit, I would say, a little underperforming, but the game that they played versus LGD, I had the pleasure of casting that game, and it ended up going on probably like an extra 35 minutes just because DK just played fantastic. Lanham with the 4 staffs, like the plays just across the board from the team were just so spectacular. The teamwork the synergy was incredible.
I mean, this is a team that has been together a little bit of time. It's not the longest running team, but they're certainly the all-stars if you look at DK and their roster. Yep. We talk about it so often, but they're such a solid team. They have so many solid players. Right now, we are getting underway in the second pick phase, and we'll see what they want to go for here. I'm not really sure what they pick up next. Again, that Tiny, it's still available if you want to go for that if you're Team DK and have Mushi play that mid. It depends on maybe what Newbee picks up. Obviously, the first pick here is going to go for Team DK. I'm not sure what they're going to be picking up. They go for the DK.
Big push.
Yeah, that's
lots of pushy.
This is just, you get that Elder Dragon form, you get level 6, you get Corrosive Breath, and all of a sudden these towers are gone. And it's also very good against Treant Protector and the Living Armor on those towers.
Absolutely, and not too much of a shocker to see DK panning out Storm and Puck, because these two heroes have really good catching potential versus Nature's Prophet and Enchantress, because you know Enchantress doesn't really have the highest health pool. So if Storm or Puck can just jump in with their double nukes, they can really just blow that hero up, and he doesn't really have a chance to react. Newbee on their side, banning out the OD, banning out the Wisp. Of course, banning out Mushi's OD is not much of a shocker, and the Wisp, DK is one of the few teams on the east side that really picks that hero.
Yeah, MMY plays that Wisp a lot, so no surprise that they ban that out, obviously. And we'll see what now Newbee want to do here. And they're going to have to have some way to deal with this push, whether it's through counter push, whether it's through ganking potential, team fighting potential. We'll see. Screen Protector is actually the 5th most picked hero in this patch, and actually that's surprising. I feel like it should be higher than that, but at the same time, he's starting to come into his own, so the fact that he's this high already in this patch is pretty outstanding to me. I love this hero. I love the aggression that comes with it. If you have a good dual lane and you get like a leech seed early off or like in the game, you pretty much have a kill. Even the tri lane is very solid. They're going to go for the Sand King, so they have decent roaming gank potential. You've got Burrow Strike early on. You can farm that jungle. Shadow Demon going to come out for Team DK. I love these picks all around for both sides.
Yeah, DK right away showing that they do want to do a lot of early aggression, a lot of early movement. Shadow Demon Enchantress is one of the better combos if they both want to do duo smokes and just run around, be able to find lots of kills all over the place. And the Sand King pickup by Newbee, I mean, I'm not really the biggest fan of having a dual melee support duo.
Yeah.
But I think if they can end up having it work because they do have the Mirana, which ends up, you know, just making up for the fact if you do have duo supports majority of the time.
The one thing I don't like, and I've talked about this to a lot of people, is the core Mirana. I don't enjoy it, especially when it's a solo core Mirana. I feel like they need something else to pair up with that to be super effective. She just takes too long, I feel like, to get online. They'll pick up a Timbersaw as well, which we've seen a little bit more of recently, and I like this hero a lot. Good in the off lane. He might get shut down here. They have a Shadow Demon and Enchantress, so there's ways to be able to take him out and obviously shut him down with Disruption. You can get an Enchantress with Dark Troll Summoner. A lot of good stuff there. We'll see what the hero is for DK in their safe lane, or potentially aggro try, but probably not with an Enchantress. So, I don't know. What do you think about the Timbersaw right now?
He just needs, of course, he needs to find a lot of levels. I think one of the big reasons why they probably ended up picking this is, of course, he's extremely good versus Dragon Knight. But also, the Chakram overall is just an incredible ability to outspam. And DK has shown that they want to, you know, the first 3 heroes they picked really are push heavy. As the Hexagon agrees with us.
The Hexagon. It's all over the place sometimes. Yesterday there was a game, the carry was off the charts. So this thing is all over the place sometimes. The gank for Newbee's apparently pretty high, but so is that of DK's. Team fight, pretty good apparently for Newbee, but last pick's going to come out here. They banned the Razor. They don't want to have to deal with that early on in this game. Mirana, or rather Luna's going to get banned out. DK are not going to pick that up for their safe lane farmer. We'll see what Burning wants to grab, whether it's an anti-mage, somebody that's a bit of a hard farmer. We'll see. We've seen him play Clinks as well. I'm not sure if he's going to go for that.
A lot of Weaver lately.
Yeah.
I've seen him play a lot of Weaver, so I mean, it's pretty good this game. They only have the Sand King and the Arrow to really lock him down. Of course, they also have Overgrowth, but Overgrowth is not really the most reliable because Weaver has a lot of mobility. But seeing DK ban out that Razor, like you were saying, is no shock because Razor versus DK is, I mean, DK finds a decent amount of farm, but Razor just gets enormous at that point. And if, yeah, I mean, if Razor's able to snowball, that's the beauty of that hero. He can group up and just your team fight's incredible.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you got to deal with either the Storm, you got to deal with an Aghanim Scepter potentially, a lot of early right-click damage because of Static Link. And like you talked about, not very good against DK, so, or is very good rather against DK. So, well, one more pick to go, and again, it's going to be the pick of Burning right now. They've got 56 seconds left in reserve time right now. They need to pick him a hero here, and like you talked about, Weaver is definitely an option. They could go for a hard farming hero, but with the lanes they have and the lineup they have, I don't really see them going in anti-mage. I don't know if they want to do that kind of farming anti-mage role where they have everyone else push and kind of play 4 protect 1. I don't know. We'll see.
It's possible. I mean, we've been seeing, I don't want to say rat, but I'm going to say it. DK's actually been using the Furin and really effectively just to, you know, prolong the games and just constantly be split pushing all the time, which of course is the strength of the hero. So I think they could really go for a lot of different heroes. I know Burning has a massive hero pool.
Yeah.
So it's really just preference at this point.
I mean, he's been around for a while. He knows how to play Dota.
He's been around the block.
Yeah, we'll just say that. He knows how to play some Dota. So, again, 13 seconds left of reserve time right now. They're really thinking about it here. On the other side, only 15 seconds of reserve time for this side of Newbee. They have 2 supports, and it's going to be Lone Druid coming out for Burning, which is very interesting. This is super push now coming out for Team DK. Demolish from the Lone Druid's Bear on the towers is going to take those down so quickly. Jeez, look at that push on the Hexagon. My God.
Push and carry off the charts.
That's disgusting. That's a lot of push.
Yeah, I mean, DK lacks a little bit of lockdown. They're kind of relying on the Dragon Knight stun and roots, which, you know, I mean, if you get the first hit root, of course, it's just ridiculous.
RNG.
But their lineup overall is pretty damn scary. And Newbee is just gonna be quite pressured because they have to just constantly be able to. They have to constantly be defending their towers. But DK's strength right now at this point is that they're not just gonna be pushing one tower. it's going to be 2 towers at the least being focused down at the same exact time if they're not grouping up all together. Because, I mean, Furion can go to one lane, Enchantress can go to another lane with the DK, and it could just be disastrous. And we do see Newbee go for an Ember Spirit here. How do you feel about that?
Well, the thing is, you were talking about the lack of real lockdown coming up for DK. Ember Spirit is a very slippery hero. You have Fire Emblem, obviously, to jump away. You've got your Sleight of Fist to avoid some ganks. You got Searing Chains as well. I like this pickup a lot, but at the same time, I'm also kind of worried. Is he going to get online early enough to be effective against this kind of push and pressure? Yeah. He needs to have a good start. He needs to start snowballing out of control to be effective for Moo, and we'll see if they can do that as we jump into the game.
Yeah. And it looks Moo for the most part plays their mid, right? So it's going to probably be that Timbersaw versus the DK.
Yeah, I think that might be the case here. I'm not sure, actually. I'll have to wait and see as we jump into the game. The names kind of confused me. Like, with the overlay here, it's a little bit better there. So it said Moo on the Ember Spirit, but looks like it might be Moo on that mid lane Timbersaw. We'll see.
Yeah, and Hao is going to be playing the Ember Spirit. So it's
wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a carry Ember Spirit.
Look at that. That's actually rather interesting. We don't see mid Timbersaw too often. That is going to be pretty nice to have.
It's really good versus DK. I mean, like, the problem with mid Timbersaw is usually the fact that he can't lane the best versus majority of the min heroes. But versus a DK, with the armor minus, DK gets pressured a lot. But at the same time, it's the same thing for majority of the lanes for DK. He doesn't need to win his lane. He just hits his 6, and then that's his beauty. He just hits the 6, and the tower gets pressured.
Go.
Bottle Crow, Flame Breath, you get your farm either way.
I have Elder Dragon form now. Your tower is now dead. Thank you for that. So, I mean, for DK, it's a lot of pressure coming out, like you said, on these towers. For Newbee, trying to hold on, trying to fight, and, well, repel that of DK. We are going to jump into the game here, folks. It is going to be Newbee versus DK. Game number 1 of the Mars TV Dota Elite Invitational Playoffs. We've got Newbee versus DK. On the side of Newbee, we've got Hao. He'll be on that Ember Spirit. Banana going to be playing that Sand King. Moo will be on the Timbersaw, going down a little bit more. We'll see Sansheng on the Tramp Protector. Xiaowei will be on that Mirana. I believe that's it for the side of Newbee. And on the side of DK, Mushi's going to be on the Dragon Knight. We'll have Lanham on his Enchantress. MMY will be on the Shadow Demon. Heading up top, we've got Burning. He'll be on the Lone Druid. And down bottom in that offlane, it is going to be Ice Ice Ice. Going boots first. No surprise, he's on this hero. Ice 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 loves the Furion.
Yeah, and Newbee was doing a great action there. They were trying to run into the enemy jungle to put some wards up, blocking up Lanham's camps. But the beauty of DK's lineup is they have the Lone Druid Bear and the Furion Treants to be able to scout out no matter what Newbee was warding. So they actually weren't able to put down the wards that they wanted to. But it looks like DK didn't really spot out entirely. So one of the wards is placed, but it's not going to be blocking any camps.
Look how close that Sentry Ward is, man. Oh, my God. That's you feel so bad. You're just like, oh, we thought we had it, but that's going to be a block camp, I believe. So a bit unfortunate, but...
Does that actually block this?
I would assume so. It's really close, but if it's just there to get vision, that's fine, too, I suppose. And just to see the Enchantress Center rotations. Like, to see those rotations from, like, to the mid lane from the Enchantress, I feel like is very, very strong as well, so...
yeah, and it doesn't block the camp, actually. Just taking a glance at that. So they were trying to get more aggressive types of wards to block Lanham's camps to force him to react to them. But they had, the Lone Druid Bear was keeping an eye on them the entire time, so they weren't able to do it because it would have just gotten countered right away. Yeah,
and so right now, looking at it, Bernie's going to be the top lane. He'll be on the Lone Druid, of course, with the Shadow Demon close by to help him out if necessary. Xiaowei is here on the Mirana. She should be fine until maybe an Entangling Claws comes out for the Lone Druid. That'll be a bit of time. And Xiaowei also has the Tramp Protector to help out as well. Ice 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 in the offlane. It looks like it's 2-on-2 right now for Newbee, which I actually like a bit here because you have the Enchantress jungling. You can get away with this kind of, not greedy, but you get some levels on your supports. You have access to the jungle with Banana on that Sand King, so he's able to roam. He's also able to stack up some camps and get his early Blink Dagger. I like this a lot. It really comes down to, I feel like, maybe DK making some rotations and trying to gank early.
Yeah, we'll just see what Lanham decides to do. And yeah, we do see the Shadow Demon and Enchantress gathered up, smoked right away, but it was spotted by the Observer Ward from Newbee. So great Observer there, catching the early aggression out of DK. And they should be playing probably pretty carefully.
Yeah, we'll see. They're going to head to the mid lane. They're going to wrap around. They'll probably wrap around and then head to the other side of the river and run in.
They might even go bottom lane.
Yeah, and they could actually find out the Sand King in the jungle. Looks like they're going to do just that. They have the Dark Troll Summoner, so they have that ensnare to lock down. They've got Disruption. The smoke is going to break Banana. He might use that Burrow Strike. He's going to get disrupted first. Can he Burrow Strike in time? That Summoner trying to use that ensnare. There's the ensnare. The right click, the Burrow Strike, not very far. Will he be able to get out of here? It looks like he's getting enchanted right now as well, but it's not enough damage, I don't think. They don't have a Disruption, and Banana is going to be just fine. And in the top lane, Leech Seed going and burning. They left him alone, but he's okay for the most part.
The nice thing right now for DK from them doing this is they're going to be disrupting the Sand King constantly.
Yeah.
And Ice 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 is going to have basically a free 1v1 lane in that bottom lane, which I'm pretty sure it favors the Furion. For the most part, I mean, until Hao gets a good amount of levels on him.
Yeah, then he can start spamming out the Sleight of Fist, the Searing Chains if he wants to. He's got 1 point in Flame Guard as well.
Burning needs to be careful here. Banana smoked up right away with that Senk and going toward that top lane. And uh-oh, Burning might actually get caught out here. But he does have boots, and that hero does have a ridiculous amount of movement speed.
They're going to jump right in. Burrow Strike. Arrow is going to fly. It's going to connect. The right click should be enough. First Blood should go to Newbee here, and it's going to be Banana picking it up, getting him even closer to that Blink Dagger early on in the game here.
Yep. Great move. That was a great movement there from Banana. Like, he just saw my jungle's getting invaded. I need to just do something because I'm getting too crippled. Smokes up right away, runs toward that top lane, finds the opportunity. Great kill there by him. Taking a look at the mid lane. Moo's having a great time. Mushi's under a bit of pressure, but yeah, DK does what he does, like I was saying before. He doesn't need to win his lane. He just Flame Breaths and gets a decent amount of time. Now, bottom lane, nice Searing Chains by How, and MMY, wow, barely living there.
That Flame Guard not enough. Getting so close to the Living Armor. How's not going to go for this. Ice pushes him off. Now wrapping around on the backside. Maybe looking for a potential pick off on How here, or they're just going to make sure Ice is safe, it looks like. Very close. He was so close to dying there. MMY will survive in the end.
Yep. Lionm constantly keeping one of those obnoxious harpies in mid lane, trying to spam Moo, giving Mushi a little bit easier of a time in the mid lane.
The Harpy Stormcrafter is something I haven't seen too often, but when you have an Enchantress and you can just kind of get whatever creep you want, it's really nice. Moo's getting harassed down by it. He's kind of below half health right now. Not sure about his regen. Burning up at the top lane, still getting some decent CS. Yeah, if you look at the Timbersaw, he's got 1 Tango on him right now. He does have 2 points in reactive armor, so he should be okay for the most part. He can regen up with that, get some nice armor going his way as well. Lanham's just going to farm the jungle, try to maybe get an early, you know, say, Midas or something like that if he gets a kill or something. They're going to smoke up again. This time they're going to head top, it looks like, and maybe try to find a pick off on this Treant Protector. The lane has been pushed out, though, so Sanshang as well as Xiao are sitting right behind their T1 tower, and they're pretty much safe at this point right now.
Yeah. The smoke might actually have been wasted, unfortunately, because of the way that lane was pushed out. But they're just trying to find early aggression all over the place. And like I was saying before, Ice is just having basically a free lane in bottom. So he's going to be quite over-leveled and have a good amount of farm on him.
He's already got his phase boots. Arrow flew out. I think it might have hit the bear there, and they're going to leech seed it up right now and try to take it down. Wrapping on the backside, though. They don't know this is coming. They're going to try to go for the Treant Protector. Sanshang, Disruption. There's the Soul Catcher. The right click's going to come out. There's going to be the Centaur Stomp. Do they have enough damage? The Living Armor's going to go through. It's not going to matter. Lanham gets the kill, but Xiao, he gets forward. He gets MMY. He's going to get sprouted. He uses Leap there as well. That was a mistake. He'll throw the arrow. It's going to hit on Lanham. It's not going to matter. Lanham with a double kill. Great rotation from him. Ice as well.
Yep, and now Ice. He actually ported back to base right before he did that with the TP scroll, so now he's full mana. He's probably going to go...
Oh my! No. Moo going to town, right-clicking using that Whirling Death, but Mushi gets caught out and goes down.
Man, Mushi's having quite a rough time in this mid lane. I know it's not favorable for the DK, but you can just keep constantly bottle crowing, and you shouldn't be under too much pressure as long as you're careful.
Yeah.
But Moo just playing really great there and just getting that kill up on Mushi, which is going to be quite huge for them because, like I was saying before, that Timbersaw is basically what they need to have the most level so that DK can't just gather up and push because of the chakram spam.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, he's also got 38 last hits as well. You talked about how good of a lane he's having. It's going really, really well for Moo in that mid lane. How? Diving bottom. Ice is going to TP in. He's going to throw some right click. How is doing okay. He's sitting on 20 last hits, so not the most in the world right now. 24 for Burning, 23 on Ice. Yeah, honestly, and this is a hero, like you can see with the stat here, that with the...
top lane Burning, you got to be careful. They're smoked up on the side, and they put a ward, so they see him there, and Burning's going to go down here for sure.
They're going to jump right on top of him. There's going to be the Burrow Strike. Followed in, the arrow I think hasn't gone yet. It will connect now. They don't even care about the stun duration. They just want to get that burst damage. You get the kill, and they do just that.
That's a brand new bear as well. He just summoned that, so it's 100 seconds on cooldown when he respawns.
Man. That's rough. No farming for you, Burning. But now a reaction gang coming into the mid lane right now. You can see Moo might get caught out of position. They need this kill desperately. The question is, will they get it? With Timber Chain, I'm not so sure. He has 2 points in it right now. There's the Disruption going to come through. They have Moonlight Shouted. They have detection. Now the Dragon Tail is going to fly. They need some detection. They don't have any. And Moo's just going to run right away. He was even thinking about going on that for a second. No real detection coming out for Team DK here.
That would have been a absolutely massive kill because they would have been able to transition to just push the tower because DK did end up just hitting 6 there. So great ulti there by Xiao, saving his buddy.
Yeah, and that provides a little more room, obviously. You could see they've got room in the top lane for Xiao to farm. The supports are going down bottom. How is farming freely. Ice is all the way back at his tier 2 tower. So DK, they're not getting these rotations. They're starting to get their levels, though. They might start to push up, but like you said, with Moo getting those levels, the chakram levels especially, he is going to be a force to deal with here as we move into the 10-minute mark or so. It's going to be interesting to see how DK react to maybe some early game pressure from Moo and the rest of Newbee squad.
Yeah, I'm really worried for Burning at this point. I mean, he's going to have a really tough time this game because, I mean, Timbersaw overall is a great hero versus him as well. And yeah, he's got no bear. He's got good levels at least, so as long as they're able to have him recover, it'll work out. And I think that's probably what they're gonna focus on. Ice is gonna be able to put a good amount of pressure, and it looks like Newbee's actually trying to transition to put some pressure on this mid tower instead of the other way around.
Yeah, this is the fact that they're grouping up just shows how confident they are right now. They have Sansheng here, they've got Banana, they have some levels. There's no Epicenter online just yet for Banana, there's no Overgrowth just yet for that Tree and Protector. And the Wild Wing will throw up that Tornado, being a bit annoying. They won't be able to take this tower just yet, but they're grouping up already. Now they're going to head back top. This gives at least a little room for Burning to farm and at least get towards whatever item he's building towards. He's got a Gloves of Haste on his bear right now. In terms of gold, he's sitting at 800, so he might go straight for that Midas. And that'll be, I think, a really good tool here to get back into this game for him.
Yeah, and how during all that pressure in mid lane gets bottom tower down to half health. So very good movements there by him. Banana was actually rotating behind the tower in case Ice ported in, and Ice wiser than that, just waiting, goes down bottom now, spawns his tree and is getting very close to his Midas and just going to try to defend that tower.
Yeah, I mean, and they're just leaving Hal alone, it feels like. They're just giving him so much room. He's going to TP away, looks like he's going to go home. And
he's got a Spirit down in the bottom lane as well, so he's going to be able to just return
jump
right away.
With that Fire Remnant, just easy R button usage coming out for that Ember Spirit. He'll jump back in just a second, it looks like. And there he is. And there he is. All right, he's back. Now for DK, they're putting some pressure here on this Tier 1 tower mid. Living Armor, the Corrosive Breath is going to stop that very quickly. The Centaur Conqueror is going to fall. Looks like it just ran out. Lanham's going to back up. They didn't really put any tower pressure there. I mean, they did some damage to it, but...
They relieved a bit of pressure off of Burning there, though, forcing some reactions, just people needing to do something. Oh, Shansheng now, getting hit up by the bear, but...
Bear should have Entangling Claws right now. He's getting chased down. In fact, it does. It even has Demolish. Xiao's there to help out, though. Sansheng should be fine. No RNG coming out for Burning right now. Even if he got it, probably would have gotten the kill.
7 hits. 8 hits. No,
please,
9
please,
hits.
Ice Frog. Please, base Ice Frog. No, come on.
For Burning. It's not having a good start to this game.
It's really not. It's been ganked once, I believe. And well, at least for Ice, he's got the Hand of Midas recipe. He's got the Midas pretty much done. 1,200 gold now for DK. Might be going for that early Lothars, or BKB is a good option as well. There's a lot of options here for DK in terms of their itemization. After you go for the Midas, you can go for, say, either a Necro Book or a, let's say, Maelstrom up for the Nature's Prophet. You've got a lot of options there.
This is probably one of the few games that even Orchid isn't... I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Orchid, but versus Timbersaw, it's an incredible item because, of course, you know, Timbersaw without spells is pretty useless. Yeah, Hal putting pressure on this bottom tower. Might actually be able to take it down. He's got his phase boots. He's doing a decent amount of damage.
They have a glyph for DK. I want to check and see if they've got a glyph.
Almost. 15 seconds.
15 seconds. So if there is any more pressure, they could just glyph that and TP in potentially. They're still focused on mid. The Treants are up. You've got a Dark Troll Summoner. The Wild Wing is about to fall down.
Newbee smoked up on the side. They're trying to wrap around.
This is going to be a huge gank if they can get it done successfully. Do they have the level 6s on the Sand King? And the Treant looks like no, they do not. So... Burrow Strike is level 2, of course. He is level 4 right now. Mushi might get caught out of position here. They're actually going right into the jungle. They're going to wrap way around here. They might try to find the Enchantress. She's all the way top right now. Newbee, this smoke might wear off soon, but there's no vision in the jungle for the Dire team, for TK. They're going to try to go for a pressure here on top. They're going to wrap right around and maybe try to engage on this.
DK's trying to just put pressure all over the place, though, but Pot multi coming out. Sentry's
Shadow.
down by DK.
Burrow Strike might come through here. There's the Ensnare on Moo. He dripped the Chakram. Now Burrow Strike on the backside. That's going to connect. There's going to be the arrow. Burning getting caught out, but he's taking a lot of damage. He's tanking it up. Burning getting low. The Chakram getting the kill. Xiao leaps forward. The Starstorm connecting. MMY in trouble. Disruption not there. Banana gets the kill with the Burrow Strike. Lanham out of position, but here comes Ice with the Sprout. That Chakram damage doing work on Ice. They're absolutely throwing those javelins with Lanham. He might get the kill on Sansheng and will. The Burrow Strike, though, on Ice. He's going to fall. It's a 3-for-1 trade. It's a bloodbath in this top lane. Oh, but here comes Hal. The Fire Remnant, the Searing Chains, the Sleight of Fist, Lanham in trouble. No mana, the Timber Chain. Moo's got a double kill. 4 dead when it's all said and done. DK. They thought they could put pressure on that tower, but they just died instead.
Yeah, I mean, Mushi knew that... he didn't even have a port, so he wasn't even able to go up there and help his teammates. But big team fight there for Newbee. Mushi gets a little bit of pressure on the mid tower, but at the same time, just so many people ending up dying. Net worth change of just, you know, Newbee just ended up gaining so much of that, about 2,000 gold lead, a good amount of experience going their way as well. So now Sand King as well as Tree Protector are both level 6, so just great rotation coming out of the side of Newbee.
Yeah, and if we look at the Sand King right now, I want to see how close he is towards that Blink Dagger. He actually has it. Banana just picked up his Blink Dagger. That is huge at 12 minutes and 30 seconds in. The pressure is now going to be on. Newbee's going to be looking for ganks, looking for team fights. Like you talked about, Sansheng also has his ultimate here as well. They have everything online, ready to go. Xiaohui's getting a decent bit of farm, but then Hao on the backside, 63 last hits. He's got his face. He almost has his drum if he wants to get that next. In fact, he can pretty much buy it outright rather soon. 2,400 gold on Mushi. He is getting close to whatever item he wants to pick up. And then there is also the point booster on Mu, that Timber Saw. So they have a lot of items coming out for Newbee right now.
Yeah. Burning is he actually has the Midas right now, so he's not even doing that bad.
Yeah.
So although I give that team fight obviously heavily to Newbee because of the wipe, because of the teammate wipe, if you look at the net worth and overall the gold, it's basically leading a little bit into DK's favor just because of the fact that they ended up able to get that mid tower and get by the Midas before Burning died. So Newbee, good rotations, but they did have to dedicate 5 heroes in the meantime while letting Mushi get that mid tower down.
Yeah, so the net worth is about even a bit in favor of DK, just barely. So this pressure that's coming from Newbee is not enough right now. They still need to shut down Burning. They need to make sure he needs to obviously not be able to get that next item, whether it's a Radiance or whatever. There's a couple of options there, but just shutting him down is very important. However, DK, they're starting to make their home in this bottom lane. Enchantress has roamed through. She's got an urn right now. That's about it. She is level 7. You saw that impetus damage come through as well. Xiaohui is here at level 8. Hao's going to grab that top tier 1 tower. They're just going to trade it away for free. That's a big tower. Now TP rotation's down bottom. Looks like there's a fight breaking out here. Xiaohui throwing out the Starstorm. It looks like he clipped the arrow on Lon. I'm not sure. There's the Lothars. The Shadow Blade is now done for DK. Burrow Strike coming through from Nana. He used that nice Blink Dagger. He's going to get dusted up. Might be in trouble. The impetus damage is getting nothing done as the Living Armor is up. There's the disruption coming through as well. Hao looking to jump in. Ice. Should be the Sacrificial Lamb. Nice overgrowth coming through. It hit on 3. Lon, MMY trying to TP out, but you're going to get Burrow Strike. Double kill for Xiaohui. They're winning these fights handedly. That is a huge fight going again for Newbee.
Yeah. I feel like DK was a bit out of position there. They had only 3 heroes down there. Mushi had just gone back to base to pick up his Lothar, so a little bit too much aggression coming to them. I guess they didn't really expect the Sand King to have that Blink Dagger and just catch that opportunity on them there.
That was... Banana just went in. He went hard, man. That's all he needed to do, really, so...
Yep.
And, well, now they'll have the top 2 in terms of net worth right now. Moo's sitting at 6,600 in net worth, and closely behind is going to be Hao. The Lone Druid, well, Burning has 2,000 gold in the bank. His Midas is done as well, like you talked about, but it's going to be a long way till that Sacred Relic and even Radiance is completed.
I actually wanted to point out before also that Xiaohui ended up maxing his arrow way before the Starstorm in this game. So a little bit of a different build there, but ended up working out just fine for him.
Yeah. A lot of people usually like to max out that Starstorm, get a point or 2 into that arrow. 2 points an arrow is very strong as well, so... I like the build a lot. Just get that arrow damage, essentially rely on that one ability, and if you need Starstorm, you've got it as a backup as well. It requires a lot of mana, in fact, with Moonlight Shadow on top of that, but he's got a drum now, so that shouldn't be an issue anymore, at least for the most part. Mushi's going to roam into that mid lane. Mu is still here farming up a Storm. He's got his Perseverance already done with Arcane Boots. He just needs that Vitality booster for his Bloodstone to be completed, and we're looking at about maybe a 16 to 17 minute Bloodstone coming out for Mu right now.
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. And looking at the side of DK also, look at their support. Lanham's doing a great job of finding his farm, but MMY is just getting quite crippled at this point. He's 1,000 net worth on him.
That's, man. MMY has had a rough game. Lanham on that Enchantress has not really found much either. You could argue the Treant Protector's not doing that well either, but he's a Treant. Doesn't necessarily need those items. A Blink Dagger would be nice, but he'll get there eventually. Banana with a Blink Dagger is feeling pretty comfortable with where he is. DK are going to group up bottom. They're going to try to take this tier 1 tower. Looks like mid, there's going to be a trade here for Newbee. They're going to try to go for a tier 1 of their own. Wrap around to the backside. They're not able to catch out MMY, who has decent positioning. A tower for a tower, a tier 1 for a tier 1. When it's all said and done.
And here comes the Bloodstone if he wants to do it. Yep, he's going to be buying it right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very early Bloodstone. Pretty damn scary. He's also level 11, so he's going to have all of his nukes completely maxed out. Burning, how's he doing up here? He's got his Midas, he's got boots, he's got 3,000 gold, and oh, he might actually get engaged on from Hao right here.
Hao doesn't have the most mana in the world right now. He's got his Flame Guard going, he's got 1 Syrian Chains of Sleight of Fist, and that's about it. Burning, he's going to try to right-click on him here, but here comes Sansheng. There's no tier 1 tower, so the rotations are going to be a bit late. Burning getting caught out of position. He's at 3,000 gold. Don't go down now. You're going to lose all of that gold, and that's not going to be what you want here. He's just juking around this creep wave coming through. The Timber Chain moves, he's joining the party as well. The Chakram Burning is going to fall. And that's another kill for Moo. So, well, DK actually makes some space, though, and they get that tier 2 tower bottom at the very least.
Yeah, Burning was just dancing around in circles. He wasn't able to TP out. How, being very, very smart, he didn't have that much mana, saving his Searing Chains to just stop the TP if it was ever going to come out. Just great spell. Just holding his spell. That was just great play by How. But at the same time, made a lot of space, and it looks like Ice is going to be going for that Orchid that I was talking about.
You called it. Against that Timbersaw, it's going to be very nice to have, so...
Take a look at the... My bad. Just take a look at the Radiant wards as well. It looks like Newbee have a good idea of what DK likes to do when they like start fall behind. They ward up the Ancients from DK, so they see... Ice does like to resort to farming, though, so he can open up the space for his team to farm other places. Yes. And they also put a nice aggressive top lane ward, able to watch the rotations of Burning.
That's going to be really important. This pressure, it's been there consistently for Newbee. Can they keep it up here at 18 minutes in? Well, we're going to find out. As they've got a nice little bit of a lead here. They did lose that tier 2 tower bottom like you talked about. The Orchid up for the Nature's Prophet, really nicely done there. We'll see what item he wants to go for next, but with an Orchid, you've got that extra amplified damage, the Soul Burn, and just shutting down not only necessarily the Timbersaw, but also maybe even the Ember Spirit. I think it's still very good against him. And obviously making sure you don't get those ultimates off as well against Sansheng and Banana.
Very early gem coming out on the side of Newbee. I think it was Banana who ended up buying it and giving it to Xiao. So Xiao's just running around trying to de-ward everything on this for their side. But right now DK actually has no wards after that one ward was taken out in the enemy jungle. Look at the Treants from Ice.
They're all over the place. They're scouting everything, man.
Who needs wards when you've got Treants running around?
They're so efficient. Top lane, a fight breaking out potentially. Mushi, he's Lothar's up. Sansheng trying to fight him. There's the overgrowth. The TP's gonna fly, but guess what? You're getting arrowed, Mushi. That is not good. You are gonna fall. Moo on a mega kill streak, down for 40 seconds. My goodness, Newbee are just finding kills everywhere.
This Timbersaw is going to be pretty damn scary throughout the whole game. He's got another 1,400 gold on him, as well as that Bloodstone that we were talking about. And he's level 13, so he's going to be hitting an extremely early level 16 on this Timbersaw as well, which is devastating how much damage it does.
And Chakram, going to be so terrifying to deal with him. Now you got to start wondering, too, with all this map control coming out, at some point, Newbee are probably going to go for a tier 2 tower, both in mid and bottom. Then they could maybe go for a pick and try to go for that Roshan. And they have a lineup that can do it. They have the right click right now, I think. Maybe even getting a medallion. That gold lead, though, still even. There's no gold going in either direction. The experience is going in favor of Newbee. No surprise there. But a lot of the reason why this gold graph is even, I feel like, is DK. They're finding farm for Burning. They're getting tier 2 towers. Well, at least that one tier 2 tower down bottom. And they're still in this one.
Yeah. Ice finishes up that Orchid as well. And he's just going to be farming the enemy jungle just to limit Newbee's farm. And also, I think he's been blocking a couple camps with those Treants as well, and just trying to keep an eye all over the place so that Newbee can't catch anybody else off guard. But Burning is getting pretty close to that radiance. He's got, if he opts for it, it looks like he is. I see the courier flying to the secret shop. He's got 3,800 gold, and yeah, he picks up the relic.
There it is.
So a bit of a late timing, but that's what DK really needs now. They need to get Burning his radiance, make him as much space as possible with the other 4 heroes, and then if the game gets prolonged, I mean, it depends, actually. If the game gets very prolonged, it'll probably go in favor of them, but Ember Spirit also is an extremely powerful hero later on in the game. And he goes Ghost Scepter on Ember Spirit.
Interesting. Oh, Orchid gonna come out.
Yep.
Actually grabbing the kill on Banana. Caught the tail end of that, so Ice is picking up a free kill there. How? Like you talked about, going for Ghost Scepter.
It's for the Orchid.
Yeah, that's fine, actually. I've seen that before, too. And before, I kind of questioned it, but now I've seen it work in many circumstances, so I think that's an okay pickup coming out for How. And the arrow's going to fly into Roche. They're not going to see anything. They're going to see Ice maybe nearby. Like you talked about, the relic is there for Burning. He's going to be getting that radiance a bit later than he might have wanted, but 22 minutes in, not too bad. Lana looks like he's got, I believe, a point booster and a mech almost done, so that early mech not quite there, but 22 minutes in, it's still nice to have nonetheless. And
this this Dire Observer ward right here on their near their small camp, and it looks like Xiao might. Yeah, now Xiao finally spots it out. But that was actually the reason that they ended up getting that kill on Banana. But now at least they kill it. Zhao had actually walked by it like 2 or 3 times, and look at Banana's positioning up top toward Burning. He wants to kill him. He wants to set up for that.
He needs help, though, I think. I don't know if an Epicenter or a Burst Strike is going to be enough. They need at least maybe 1 or 2 more heroes in here to help him get this kill. Even with level 4 Burst Strike, I don't think it's going to be enough. Burning is going to back away. He's just going to farm the camps. Banana says, well, I tried, but it wasn't enough, so we'll back away now. The rest of Newbee, they're grouped up mid right now. They're ready to either look for Roshan, push down this mid lane, try to get a kill somewhere else. So just kind of back to farming for everybody here.
And Moo actually opts to go for Boots of Travel instead of any other type of aggression, like Blink Dagger or Plate Mail, or going toward early Shivas.
Yeah.
Probably the right choice because he sees how this game's probably going to end up going out. DK is going to just try their best to keep split pushing.
What are you doing? Moonlight Shadow's going to go. Arrow's going to fly through. This might be a big fight. How's still getting kind of low. He's going to use that Sleight of Fist. Mushi getting away right now. The Fire Remnant is going to fly. Still chasing after Mushi, looking for this kill. Moo on the backside, got to kill an MMY. Now the lead sheet coming through. The Dragon Tail is going to be up on How, but it's not going to be enough. The Starstorm and all of that damage coming through from Newbee. 3 heroes. They just wrapped right around him.
Top lane Burning needs to be careful here.
They're going to Boots of Travel. Numu up there. He's got his double damage rune. Burning taking the Chakram. Nice entangling claws coming out. But here's Banana, the epicenter. The Burst Strike is going to come through in a second right now. And, well, it looks like Burning is going to fall. He did get that Radiance recipe out just in time, but he will fall anyways.
Great movement all over by Newbee. Like those Boots Travels right there, paying off entirely. Banana just patiently waiting up top for any of his buddies to come up there. Really well played. And now Ice might get engaged on right now by How in mid lane, and
he's gonna take it away. Is it gonna be enough? I think he's fine. Just barely.
It's close.
That was very close. Yeah. So he'll survive, but. Man, they're all over this damn map for Newbie right now. They're
I'm scared.
All over the place.
I'm a bit scared for DK. Like, I just don't see how they're really going to be able to kill this Timbersaw. Yeah, they have Orchid for him, of course, but he's got to be able to he's so tanky and just so over-leveled at this point. He's going to be able to bounce around all over the place. Mushi, Lothar is up, and now that maybe this could be the opportunity to be able to get a kill here.
He's going to Timber Chain away, though. Moo seems to know something's up right now. There's the Dragon Tail coming through. The Chakram slowing Mushi down. The Living Armor coming through as well. TP away. Do they have any way to stop this? It looks like, yes, they have the Disruption coming just in the backside for MMY. Now the Orchid is up. They're going to sprout him. Look at how tanky he is. It doesn't matter. He's going to use the Suicide coming out from the Timbersaw Bloodstone. And he's only down for like 3 seconds. He's back up pretty much right now.
Yeah. Moo's having a really good game so far.
All over the place. Well, DK, they're going to group up. They might want to take this Tier 1 tower down top, but I think that Newbie aren't going to let this go for free, especially with the Dragon form. It'll be gone in a couple of seconds. How picks up a DD rune? Thank you, Based Ice Frog. Our Lord and Savior, we will go ahead and take this bottle up for you and try to defend a top tower, so.
Yeah. He's getting close to his Battle Fury as well. A little bit late, but that's because he went for the Ghost Scepter. It's a really interesting pickup. Like, it's very good versus the Orchid, like we were saying before. Ice looks like he's probably going to be going for an early BKB, so I can't really blame him with, like, you know, just the potential of Newbees. All their heroes are basically spell power. I mean, Sand King, Timbersaw,
yeah,
Potom in the beginning of the game at least, and then Ember Spirit later on in the game, of course, he'll have a lot more physical, but not quite yet.
Yeah, so it's a lot of burst damage coming out from Newbee, and DK aren't able to get much done. In fact, Burning's going to get ganked. The Burrow Strike coming through. The arrow, it's going to connect. Nice disruption. It's a bit late. The impetus damage is coming through. Wow, How comes right in and blows some heroes up. Burning about to fall. The Radiant's doing work, but guess what? Burning's down now. No more Burning for him. Lanham, he's going to throw up the Nature's Attendants. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Banana has fallen. Now there's going to be the Searing Chains. Moo comes right in. The Timber Chain misses, but the Chakram doing work. Now he gets sprouted up. The arrow, it connects on the backside. That fluffy tail, not so fluffy anymore. Mushi getting caught out with the Chakram. Timber Chain through. There's the Searing Chains. So much burst damage. Newbee are going to town on Team DK. Man,
Ice canceled his port.
Whoa, get out of there, Ice. It looks like he will be just fine. Barely. That Chakram, if it come back, that would have been the kill, I think.
Level 16 Chakram.
Oh my god.
He's incredibly farmed. He's going to be going for that BKB next, so once he gets that one, yeah, I don't know how they're really going to kill him unless they catch him completely out of position. It's basically going to be like, he needs to get caught up 1 versus 5. Taking a look at the team fight recap, going the way of Newbee, no shocker there. Just catching out Burning again for like, I don't know, maybe the 5th or so time.
He's got a lot of deaths to his name, man. He's looking at Burning right now, sitting at 6 deaths. He is having a rough time. He has a Radiance and that's it. Burning, known for his farming prowess, not able to get it done. They're not really creating space for him. They're trying to push down these towers. It's not just happening. And that team fight recap, again, it's the same as it's been the entire game. Every team fight recap has gone Newbee's way, it seems like. And DK, who knows what they're going to be able to do to get back into this. At 26 minutes in, they need more farm for Burning. They're just not getting it right now.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. And, I mean, they are the ones with a Furion, so they should be the ones keeping their lanes constantly up. But for the most part during this game, Newbee's been doing a great job of just keeping the aggression completely on the side of DK.
Well, 1 Sleight of Fist and 1 Searing Chains pretty much kills the supports for DK. So they have to back up. They're like, please, no. We don't deserve this. So they're going to lose the Tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Again, Moo, bots is up to top. And this is how they've kept these lanes pushed out. Moo is all over the map with his bots. And you talked about how good of a pickup it was, and it's paying dividends right now. Ice is going to TP away. At least his BKB is done, but this tower, it's done as well. So another Tier 2 falls to the fist of How.
It looks like DK might be going for a Desperation Rush on here, but Newbee,
they know about this,
very wise about it, just pinging it non-stop. So this could actually, if they actually decide to go for that, it could be really devastating for DK.
They're going to smoke. Maybe they're going to bait this. They're going to head bottom. They've drawn a line.
That's a sinking line, I think. That was Banana drawing that line going toward bottom, I believe.
It looks like brown. Looks like MMY almost, but...
Yeah, maybe it was. It might have been either.
Who knows? Who knows with these pings, with these map draws? I can't keep track half the time. They're going to head to the jungle. They're like, listen, we're going to find somebody and kill them, but it seems like...
Newbee has an idea about this.
Yeah.
Courier's flying out. It's got... There's so many items. There's a full Desolator, a full BKB, and a
God.
F.
That Courier, are they going to get this? The Chakram, Timber Chain up to the high ground. They really want this. Oh, but Moo walks right in. How going to go through? There's going to be the Searing Chain, Sleight of Fist. Smoke is popped now. Moo in some trouble getting entangled. Orchid as well. He might be in trouble. Big Burrow Epicenter coming in. Banana doing work. Mushi's the first to fall. The second should be Lanham here, taking that right-click damage. Xiao 8 and Ice going toe-to-toe rather. Ice gonna go down. How getting a triple kill. They're gonna chase after this bear. They really want it. He is gonna get resummoned. Well, that was actually kind of close. They did lose Moo in the end. Again, he's got a lot of Bloodstone charges, so not the biggest loss in the world. Oh man, that's Courier, which by the way has a name called for the Aegis of Champions. That's interesting coming out for the DK Courier there, the Golden Roshan. But
yeah, team fight recap. It was pretty even, honestly. They ended up getting Moo because of that bonus Orchid damage from Ice. So he got the kill streak. I think it was a monster kill streak, and I think it was like 1,000 gold or something.
Yeah,
I'm not able to look at it now, but he ended up buying up a full Mithril Hammer during that team fight on the side for Ice. So much needed gold going his way.
Yeah.
But Moo overall has just made enough space during this game to just make it that Hao and Xiao 8 are actually dishing so much damage right now.
Yeah.
Ember Spirit has 4,600 gold, so he can, if he wants to, he's going to go for another... No, he just goes for the crit instead of the second Battle Fury.
Yeah, and then Xiao 8 has a Desolator on top of all of that. So the farm is there. The farm is... It's extraordinary for Newbee right now. Ice might go towards a Maelstrom or Desolator of his own, but at 29 minutes in, there is that large gold lead, which we just saw coming out. And DK are in a bit of a rough position right now, so... We'll see what they can get done. Burning's starting to get a bit more farm. If we look at Burning and if we look at his bear specifically, we'll see that he has 2,000 gold in the bank. His bear, it's down in that top lane, just behind that tower, just kind of cutting the creep wave. He's only still got that radiance, so he's going for another item, but he's saving up, and it's been a while since he's gotten anything since that radiance has been purchased up. Yeah,
the vision on the side of Newbee has just been spectacular. Constantly having aggressive wards in DK's jungle, constantly keeping the pressure on DK. And I mean, look, Ice is trying to do the best he can to give them map control. He's cutting creep waves with his treants. He's sending them all over the place just so people can at least know where the action is happening. Burning's cutting creep waves top as well to just keep some pressure on the lane. For now, looks like Newbee is ready to walk into that Roche pit and go for it. Moo did pick up his BKB after that team fight as well, so the Orchid will not be as powerful.
Yeah, that's going to be huge coming out for Team Newbee, and Banana's actually going to try to take care of this bear and make sure that it can't get resummoned, at least for a moment here, but if the Roche Pit coming through, they're going to Orchid up Banana right now. They want this kill. They're going to get it with the Soulburn alone. He should die. It's the Radiance Burn and the Soulburn. There it goes. Now a fight breaking out of the backside. Lanham getting low. Hao chasing after. Moonlight Shadow did go. They're going to absolutely blow up Mushi. Lanham getting Searing Chains. Well, he's going to get right-clicked down, and Hao's going to be wicked sick now. They're going to still go for more. Burning and Ice and MMY. This is a 4 versus 5 engagement right now.
Daedalus finished up by Hao there as well.
Oh, God. That's some damage. That is some damage.
This is starting to look pretty unfortunate on the side of DK. Mushi is only at 7th. Of course, Ice. He gets the courier. There you go, Ice.
Nice job, Ice.
But yeah, I mean, Mushi's just not really having. Oh, look at that new production value. Items on courier, nothing.
Excellent. Nice job, Brian. Well played.
But it says items worth 900. What does that mean?
That's.
Oh, there's a mech recipe on it. Okay, so.
All
right, so recipes aren't really showing on our amazing production value, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Now, another courier gets picked up. I think Hao ended up getting that one.
Listen, leave the couriers alone, please. Come on, guys. All right, well, that comes up. That's right. Items worth 0, so... Oh, both couriers dead now. Courier for courier trade. They're going to go for the tier 3 tower, the Chakram, trying to clear out these tramps from the Nature's Prophet. Starstorm going to clear up the creep wave. Searing Chains, Lanham taking a lot of that damage. Chakram kind of come through there. Not able to get the kill, though. Look at that damage. The Sleight of Fist going to work. Mushi getting caught out. They're diving him. There's the Searing Chains. He is done. Overgrowth is going to fly. Mushi, does he have a buyback? I'm not sure right now. Hit that I button. Boom, there you go. How getting caught out. The Orchid now up on How, taking a bit of damage. Not much. Arrow's going to fly through. It's going to hit up on the BKB Ice.
5 poison charges on How. He needs to be careful. That Shadow Demon actually does a lot.
Oh, God. Oh, God. He's getting low. The impetus damage. It's going to connect. Oh, it kills him. That's a godlike streak going for Lanham. Oh, my God. That long-range impetus, the Javelin.
Not something to overlook at all. I mean, Shadow Demon Poison, if you get a lot of stacks on you, like I was just saying, like if you get those 5 stacks on you, it's 1,000 damage. And he as well, I think, had the Soul Catcher as well, so tons of damage.
Well.
Now, yep, pressure going down on the bottom lane. DK is trying to do what they can to keep the pressure on the side of Newbee, but I mean, they did a great job of defending that tower there. The mid-tier, the mid-base tower almost dropping there, but a great defense coming out of DK, finding the ward as well that was inside of their base, taking it out, keeping a little bit of map control, and Burning at the same time. He was able to pressure that top lane pretty damn well. Picks up his Hyperstone on his bear, so he will be picking up an AC quite soon. Ice, Ice, Ice. Got a Maelstrom as well during all that, so they're finding some items across them.
Yeah, they're creating at least a little bit of space for themselves. They're able to move around freely a bit more after that engagement. How did go down? He was like down for like 70 seconds too. So, and again, that was a godlike streak. So Lanham got a decent amount of farm for that kill. Now they're just kind of sitting around. They're just trying to go for Ancients now, trying to, I guess, farm where they can. They have at least a couple of Observer Wards up. I don't believe they lost that gem. I think it was still Xiaowei who had it the entire time through on the side of Newbee.
Maybe they gave it to the Treant? Or
maybe, is it Moo?
Let's check if it's at base, too. No, it looks like it's gone, and maybe one of the sides of DK pick it up.
Moo
has it? All right, well, all right.
Oh, yeah, look at that. That makes sense.
Moo also picks up his plate mail, so he will be going for that Shiva's quite soon. Yeah.
That's a solid. That's scary. How are you going to deal with that on top of everything else he's been doing this game? So
DK is doing a great job of prolonging the game, though. That was such a good defense by them. Burning is going to be finishing up his AC on that lone druid, like I was saying, very, very soon.
So there is that Assault Cuirass like you're talking about. That is actually a huge item coming up for Burning right now. The armor reduction going to be so nice. Nice. The courier showing up again. It is going to respawn in about 5 seconds, though. So, oh, all right. they just wanted to show off, they say. So, the other courier is alive now. So that one doesn't get another dire courier or radiant courier overlay up on the screen.
Arrow on the Wildkin.
Poor Wildwing.
I don't know. I feel like the Shadow Blade was a bit greedy coming out of Mushi. He really needed a BKB this game. He was trying to be overzealous, I feel like, with the low stars, trying to find lots of picks. But in the end, I really don't think it's turning out too well for him, because he's only got 8,000 net worth, and he's really not doing too much in these team fights, because he's also only level 12 as the mid solo.
I mean, you go for pickoffs with that Shadow Blade on the DK, and he hasn't really been able to be aggressive at all this game. He's maybe gotten 1 or 2 uses aggressively with it, but for the most part, a BKB early on would have been so much nicer. So, well, they've got to deal now with an oncoming pressure coming out from Newbee. A Manta style, so very close. In fact, it's done for the Mirana right now if she wants it. Speaking of items, well, Moo has his Shiva's card done. And their second tier of items now underway for Team Newbee. Newbee Gaming, they're looking to take this tier 3 a set of racks and maybe a 1-0 lead here in this best of 3 series against the Dota Kings, DK. Who, by the way, they're not looking terrible, but they've got a rough road ahead of them if they want to take this victory.
Yep. And right now they're able to focus on the bear, so every time it runs in, it's just going to get absolutely blown up. And yeah, right there. First bear down. Burning's got another one summoned up, but this looks like it might be the first racks going down quite soon. Shadow Poisons are stacking up, though.
They got to be careful. We saw How take so much damage. He's got 5 stacks right now. Burrow Strike for Banana and misses. There's the Chakram. How? 6 Shadow Poison stacks. Now Lanham getting caught out. BKBs are going. Moo taking a bit of right-click damage there from the DK. Getting chased down. He's still fine, however. Now the bear about to get focused down, and it will. The Burrow Strike, the epicenter. 2 down on the side of Newbee. One of them had the Aegis. Mirana's back into it. Starstorm, Ice 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 getting focused. Lanham will fall. Mushi getting right-click with the Desolator. They're backing off. Have they gotten the racks yet? No, they're pinging on it. How and Banana are still dead. Mushi. Now he takes the Chakram. The right-click onto that melee racks. They need to get something done here rather than just lose heroes and only get a couple of kills in the process. Ice Ice Ice, TP's back in. He's going to throw up the Sprout. No Arc, and Mushi getting focused down. He gets blown up by the Desolator. Ice 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 is dead as well. He will buy back. Burning is here as well, but he's got no bear to use. He just lost that second bear. The ranged rack's about to fall. Newbee getting their first set of racks of the game. They're maybe not done, so they're going to chase down Ice Ice Ice. Potentially, Maelstrom, Mjolnir procs are going through. They put the Mjolnir strike on Burning, but that's not going to be enough. They'll back away. Sansheng get a TP back home. They're confident. They're happy with what they've gotten, and that'll be it for that first set of racks.
A decent defense coming out of the side of DK. Of course, it ends up going heavily in favor of Newbee, but again, those shadow poisons are doing an incredible amount of damage in these team fights. I'm pretty sure Hao had 7 or even 8 stacks upon him, so 1,000 damage at least going on to him. Sand King as well had many stacks on him. He did land a very nice epicenter burrow strike, which gave them the opportunity to kill that second bear and then just be able to finish up those 2 Rexes.
Yeah, I mean, DK, they were able to hold on decently well, but it just wasn't enough. They lost those 2 bears, that was the most important thing, I feel like. Those bears really needed to stay alive, and they just got focused down so quickly. The Desolator damage coming out, the Chakram, everything, obviously the Overgrowth as well being used, so maybe they wait for the next stages and they go from there, I think.
And Mushi, I mean, in case you didn't realize there as well, he did end up just selling that entire Lothars and picking up a BKB, realizing how desperately he really did end up needing it in those team fights.
That's crazy, and like to sell an entire Shadow Blade just to get a BKB, you're in dire straits when you're in that situation. He's not able to find farm across the map. He's really he's relying essentially on his old items to get him back into this game right now. So Newbee, they're grouping up again. This time they don't have an Aegis, but Moo still very tanky. He's got a Talisman of Evasion on him right now. Looks like a couple of heroes might be going for Halberd. There was a Sange of an Treant Protector as well. The Sleight of Fist starting to do a lot of work. Hao is getting farmed here. The Breathe Fire is going to go. They have the Desolator, the Manta Style for Shower 8 as well. The Searing Chains, the Sleight of Fist. Arrow's going to connect on Mushi. There's the Shiva's Guard. The Chakram flying through. It's not enough damage to take down that DK just yet, but Moo is going to try to Timber Chain out. The Bear getting kind of low. I don't think Burning has another resummon if this one dies. It's down for 68 seconds. If they can kill this, that Bear is going to be down for quite some time. The Desolator strikes. Now there's the Elder Dragon form. Mushi wants to go in. Good Ghost Scepter from Hao. There's the Overgrowth Burning, getting focused down. The Epicenter blowing him up. He's going to buy right back. He's going to have to use it there. The BKB for Mushi not doing much. Ice, Ice, Ice. Getting focused as well with the Searing Chains. He's trying to right-click down Hao. He might be able to do it. No. The Chakram. Hao gets a double kill. Lanham getting chased down. No Nature's Attendants. He's done. 3 dead. And only 2 more buybacks. Now they're going to go straight for the tier 4s or just dive in general. And Lanham's trying to do what he can, but that's going to be MMY dead as well. This might be a team wipe and potentially GG. Lanham's getting focused down. Ring around the rosy. Searing Chains are going to fly. The Chakram as well. He's done. Moo with a double kill. GG. Newbee get it done. They take down DK in game number 1.
Damn.
Damn, indeed.
Newbee with just incredible movement throughout the early game, finding the kills they needed to get on Burning. I feel like that was one of the big stories this game, as well as the fact that Mushi the Lothar just didn't pay off at all, and he wasn't able to find any pickoffs. He wasn't really able to farm because his Furon and his Lone Druid were just constantly pushing out the lanes, so he got very far behind, and he wasn't able to really get that BKB at any decent timing. He got extremely underleveled, and yeah, that Timbersaw mid just ended up doing such a great job.
He's level 13. Even Lanham was a higher level than Mushi was, so I mean that is a rough game for Mushi right there. That's a bit unfortunate. Again, it's a best-of-3 series, so, I mean, looking forward, I imagine maybe DK go for a bit less greedy draft, or at least not going for that DK. Mushi's been playing a lot of Tiny lately. They need to get him another hero that works out, so we'll see how it goes. Thoughts before we head into game number 2?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with what you were saying. I think they just went a little bit too, I guess, greedy. They wanted to go for these early pushes, but Newbee they were able to just take control of that early game so heavily. Timbersaw had such a great laning phase and getting that early level 6, the Chakram, and just great movement overall by Banana, finding the pickoffs they needed just to prolong get the early game set into their favor.
Yeah, Newbee playing absolutely out of their mind, guys. We are going to take a break before we head into game number 2 for the Mars TV Dota Elite Invitational, guys. Stick around here on Beyond the Summit. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be right back.